Utopian Dub, written by Deon ABRAMS. I'm dreaming of a whole new world where the system ain't got no isms, no schisms, and no class rhythms, but the hand of Jah is guarding over. No isms, no schisms. Yes, I'm dreaming of a bright new world where race hate is dead. No one got it dread, where the color of skin wouldn't hamper your living. No one got to fear in which city him treading. That's all man a yard, just living as brethren. No killing, no burning. And I'm seeing this brand new world where the children are playing in all color of skin, with no sickness and no dread and no hungry to be fed, no dying, no sign. What a vision of a peaceful world. No floods, no droughts, no quakes, no wars. Where the lion and the calf are playing on the lawn, obeying a child with a wave of his hand. You loving, no hating. Yes, I'm seeing. You may think that I'm joking. It will happen. Because Babylon falling. Time is coming when heaven will be raining. What a system of happy living, a system of joy and giving, a system ain't got no prisons, a system, Jaja system, Jaja system, Jaja system.
Poetry is Magic for Kazali Abeni. I remember when I was 9 and 10 and even 15 years old, and no one, absolutely no one, understood my feelings, but poetry heard me. I would sneak off to a quiet place, write a poem, and magic happened. Immediately I felt better and could rejoin the world. A poem was more comforting than my favorite Cadbury chocolate bar with Brazilian nut that I would let sit on my tongue until it melted, gluing my tongue to the roof of my mouth. I still experience the taste and texture of a poem's magic when it says what I am thinking, but I'm unable to articulate. I want to harness the power of poetry to protect all those children from incestual fathers and predatory men. I want to factor the decimal of poetry to end hunger and homelessness. I want to fill the hearts and minds of all police officers so they treat people with respect and not force. Let the hyperbole of poetry compel politicians to be accountable and honor their words and deeds. Permits metaphors and similes to remind us not to litter and protect this earth that shelters us. Poems are powerful things. If we scatter them across the land and demand that everyone says a poem daily, I am confident murder would decrease. Rapists would reform. Young men killing one another would recognize their similarity, and men beating on their partners they claim they love become extinct like dinosaurs. If poetry was our daily food and prayer, we would recognize the God in each other, celebrate the beauty of the planet, and strive each day to be our best selves. If we allowed poetry to embrace and kiss us daily, smiles and joy would radiate from our pores, and we would know the truth about ourselves and spread love and understanding. If only we would let poetry into our hearts and homes, we would experience contentment and safety. Poetry is the medicine for our salvation.
Random thoughts. Denial. Just a word. Perfection. Just an ideal. Hiding from the world. Living life in a swirl. Crowded emotions twirl. Never fitting into society's mold. Looking out through macabre shadows. Seeing life through misted windows. Perfect in society's mind. Your soul a dying wind. Who are you then? The broken pen. Letters written, never done. Time spent, past is gone. Deep, secluded, a captive child. Tears, fear, everything but mild. Reach through the mirrors. Waiting hands with scissors. The lone sunstone in a mine of gold. Wanting to be, but not nearly as bold. In the miner's hand, what joy in me he has. No less than perfect, worth no more. Afraid? Was. Life. Just a chance? Original. It's all you are.
The People from the Tenement Yard by Robert W. Farley. I sit down here and think back hard and remember the people from the tenement yard. In the hustle and bustle of tenement living, life lessons to me these people were giving. Me one little by then, but now me turn old. But the tenement yard people thing still in my soul. Like actors on the big stage, everyone had a role. The whole cast made up the tenement yard, and among them, my life unfold. The scrap iron man used to pass every week. For him, I would prepare my own scrap heap of anything iron in the yard I could find. The money I would get used to blow my mind. The bottle man, he would pass through too. I would sell all them bottles that daddy went through. When daddy would come home, drunk or sweet, and singing hymns with his friends and giving me treat, a quarter or a penny, a bob or a jill, all this stash I would add to my till. Then the shave ice man and poor lady too, through the tenement yard, they would pass through. Then I would take out a little frack and buy the things they used to make. Bread man, beggar man, and thief man too. Were some more tenement people this old man knew? All these people, when I look back, form the tapestry of my life track. The tenement yard people to me was no fun, but them days long gone, yes, long gone done.
A poem entitled Teacher. The challenge of teaching, unceasing combat with the mystery of things. What really is A? Whence is the shape of 8? To think the word eat relates to spoon and teeth. Is it the teacher's task to dilute innocence in cultures of explanation, or secretly wish that in a somewhere time, innocence, as fantastic bird, will take resolute flight to refute cultures that wear boots?
Sheet music. I didn't think you could read music. Even now, when I reach out to you, after all these years, there is more. There is more to the realms of you, the ceaseless unraveling of you. Again my fingers tremble, lift the case where music sheets lay hidden on the strings, the slide, the polished gleam of your guitar. And I say, Daddy, here I am again, walking into limbo, entering the quiver of vibrations, steel on soul, Louis and the blues, and you a maestro. Again I call up neighbours long since dead, gather them at the front steps where they wait. Sit down, here's a glass of beer. Listen whilst he plays. Listen. This is the sound of a riverman playing the blues. Listen to the fall of waters in the strings, the slice of a creole on sandbanks, the coarseness of his thumb on my small face. So, you say, you didn't think I could read music? Forgive me, I only heard you play.
Him come. Rastafari came to drum beats. The Negus, godlike on a golden lion, rode shafts of sunlight and burnt away the rain. The dancing, the chanting, the drums beat in my skull, and my flaming flesh hummed with power. When he came, the sun came, and green and yellow and red painted the sky and erupted over the tarmac, flowing out of the hills and shacks of too long waiting. A flash of lightning tore the sky, and the thunder was lost to cheers and chanting. But the King of Kings did not come down to our loud need. He stood apart. Was he afraid of our love, of the wild shambles of our greeting? Did he weep to see our long chains jangling all the way from Africa? The soldiers in ranks made a way for the king, a way to our hearts, and Haile Selassie descended among us, accepting our wild, pure love.
When Death Comes by Mary Oliver. When death comes like the hungry bear in autumn, when death comes and takes all the bright coins from his purse to buy me and snaps the purse shut, when death comes like the measles pox, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering, what is it going to be like, that cottage of darkness? And therefore I look upon everything as a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And I look upon time as no more than an idea. And I consider eternity as another possibility. And I think of each life as a flower, as common as a field daisy and as singular. And each name a comfortable music in the mouth, tending, as all music does, toward silence. And each body a lion of courage and something precious to the earth. When it's over, I want to say, all my life I was a bride married to amazement. I was the bridegroom taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I have made of my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world.
The name of this poem is The Bay, and it's written by myself, Elizabeth PAHARSINGH of Crozaltown, Belize. Born with a foreign name, many felt I didn't belong, as if coming to life on this land was not enough. This land in the north, this land by the bay, with sea breeze that welcomes me home, while others would hope it blew me away. But I'm sorry to say, actually, sorry, I'm not sorry in any way. You may not want to hear it, but I'm here to stay. I belong to this beauty by the bay, my home since the first day. I am birthed in a land so free as me, as free as can be in this beautiful town by the sea. I am no foreigner, and I do not long for your acceptance of me. And you may fail to see, my soul is its own land of tranquility, while your beaming eyes wish they could bore holes in me. I remain a child of this bay by the sea. With love in my heart and peace in my soul, I belong to this bay indefinitely.
The poem is Improper Nouns. Person, place, or thing spoke the nouns, mother tongue authorities, naming the then known world. Inside schooling rooms, we restive children, tongues tied to desired endings, were parsing sentences for a profession in the civil service. Even so, there were windows in the walls, defamers of propriety calling us away from ink-stained desks, away from wooden histories carved in capitals, away to unschooled pleasures, unblemished limbs embraced by gilded leaves, sweet mango temptresses unknown to Adam. Please, teacher, is outside a noun? Wondered Monica, standing polite but uncorrected, bright as a sovereign, her monarch's head's survival's successor, present as history, unconquered as tongues. Outside lived idle nouns, outside nouns indifferent to us, our dog-eared books, our inattention. Penniless nouns bewitched as schoolroom nouns did not, be it tree, be it riverside, be it rose apple season, be it speaking our crafty languages, renowning the unknown world.
Fragment by Andrea PHILLIPS-MERRIMAN. I am a fragment in the video of the guy with locks wrapped around his head like a crown. A snippet in the film belonging to the girl with the fishnet stockings and black hot pants. She is taking a selfie. Photobombing. My face stares into someone's 360, turning and turning, endless motion. My face appears undefined in the background of a mom taking the picture of her little girl. She holds the flag of Barbados, and the trident head of the Greek god Poseidon stands in the middle of gold and blue stripes. Or could it be the Trishula of the Hindu god Shiva? I walk around the barriers, men in blue, women in blue, cars of blue and white, steel barricades interlocking. I walk past such limitations. I hear a pan man in my head, the steel talking. I walk in syncopation to Murder, She Wrote, Lego Me Man, and of course, my boy cares. Hello, hello, hello. I search for a face, one face, but there is none. Not a frown, not a wrinkled smile, only a sea of faces and flags and a blur of rhythm and a cacophony of sound. Out of many one, they say. I'm lured by the smell of roasted corn, food from the ancient Amazon. I'm lured by the aroma of cumin and jeera, the imprint of Indians from Asia, lured to plantations in the Caribbean. I am lured by the aroma of jerk, pimento berries, allspice and ginger, curated in the Blue Mountains by Africans snatching their freedom from civilized oppressors. I'm lured by the man cutting the sugar cane, chartreuse and aubergine, elegant stalks of grass. And I am on the back dam when, as a child, my brother and I would pull cane from the punts, leaving the plantations. Me, so small, my brother holding my hand so tight so I would not fall into the trench. We peel the cane with our teeth, its sweetness dripping down our hands. The man selling the cane hands me the neatly cut cane in a Ziploc bag. And I know that is not how you eat sugar cane. But for now, I savor its sweetness, and I remember all the destinies destroyed, all the stars that will never shine, all the lives fragmented. I barricade my sadness in a region of my mind, just present in this moment, and I savor the cane's sweetness.
The End and the Beginning by Wislawa SZYMBORSKA. After every war, someone has to clean up. Things won't straighten themselves up after all. Someone has to push the rubble to the side of the road so the corpse-filled wagons can pass. Someone has to get mired in scum and ashes, sofa springs, splintered glass, and bloody rags. Someone has to drag in a girder to prop up a wall. Someone has to glaze a window, rehang a door. Photogenic it's not, and takes years. All the cameras have left for another war. We'll need the bridges back and new railway stations. Sleeves will go ragged from rolling them up. Someone, broom in hand, still recalls the way it was. Someone else listens and nods with unsevered head. But already there are those nearby starting to mill about, who will find it dull. From out of the bushes, sometimes, someone still unearths rusted out arguments and carries them to the garbage pile. Those who knew what was going on here must make way for those who know little, and less than little, and finally, as little as nothing. In the grass that has overgrown causes and effects, someone must be stretched out, blade of grass in his mouth, gazing at the clouds.
This poem is entitled Sands. Let us not weep for inconstant love, fleeting as all in life, brief as a flower. The heart is a bird that knows how to nestle and how to love its nest and how to forget. To forget is to break the ties of yesterday and to take a great leap and drop into the unknown. To forget is to let the grass overflow and prefer to the certain delight the uncertainty to come. That is happiness on a branch from the flight to repose, and after repose, from the branch to fly. Life is to adore with more longing and more faith the bird that will come than the bird that has flown. How happy the rock on the shore of the sea, for the wave that caresses it once, caresses it no more. The finest delight pleasure offers us is the kiss that is born and dies at birth. As in the heavenly bodies, wise evolution rules in the profoundest sentiments of the heart. Why must the bee be condemned to the carnation when all the chalices are filled with honey? No more the sullen torture of a constant panacea, which closes the roads of the mad going and coming. Let us be like the fickle wave of the sea, that to the rock it drenches, it returns no more.